Welcome to the Modern Ketramose League stream currently happening on twitch.com TV. Canister. We're playing Ketramose, Relic, Push, Thoughtseize, all the stuff. A spicy deck. 2 Blood Baron of Vizkopa for the mirror matches. It's gonna show them. Not sure if it's any good, but feels pretty cool. What isn't funny about it? I guess that's a good way to put it. Hello AlexDB and 1E Yes, I'll keep my hand and put back Ephemerate. Bit tricky because I want to play the Shadowy Backstreet, but also if my opponent plays a creature deck, I would like to push on turn 1. But is it also, if they play a creature deck, is it super important to play the Bone Man? On 2? Not necessarily. Amulet of Vigor, no i masz Papa Placek. Guess I'll play the Bone Man. Dzień dobry, Sokos 13. O kurka, rurka. Shifting Woodlands. Well, here is hoping that this Relic of Progenitus helps me survive this game, but it doesn't look like it. It feels like I am pretty heavily disadvantaged right now. And a bounce on into Titanos. Let's demolish me. I guess my free card hand of not much. So does Scape Shift, which is maybe slightly awkward through Relic, but Triad, alright. So opponent is clearly missing Bounce Landos. Actually, well, they didn't make a little Triad land drop, which is a bit odd. But I guess if they play it now, it's gonna be tricky, but they probably will not. I will push the Dread Arbor. Then I'll Enchanter the Dried. I guess. Doesn't make that much sense because still a bounce land away, but not a top land away. Maybe keeping Ephemerate was actually a good idea to Ephemerate kill the Amulets the turn after, if it comes to that. Where you can find my latest Amulet decks. I'm only playing Amulet because of you. I've been hating losing to time on MTGO, but hopefully in paper it will work out. It's better on paper, yeah. Lotus Field gets me always, I guess. Tap my Relic and simply die. To a Titan of choice. That my opponent. A Titan line of choice that they go with. Don't worry, lag will be gone. No lag today so far. And Magic Online said they patched the issues with Planeswalkers and Sagas. Also, the team narrowed lag issues to 2 culprits. A fix is being tested in the AM. If it works, we will push it live tomorrow with new comms and as we begin further fix work. What's new comms? Comments? Wait until the next base border drops. That's gonna be a few months, right? Like Tarkir, that's still a month away. April 11th, so it's still over a month. Alright, I'll give my opponent the benefit of doubts, given that they win and I lose, so I guess we can scoop. And now I'll bring arrays, which likely will only hit Spelunking if my opponent boards out Sagas, but I am conflicted myself on whether to board out Sagas or not, so maybe they will be as well. I think the Bone Man is just plainly slightly weak against the matchup. Playing Titan, winning, not playing Titan, losing to Titan. If they fix lag, I will play only Titan forever and never anything else again. Don't you worry. This sideboarding seems sensible to me. Interrupter not good. Don't think is good. You interrupt Titan, they say sure, then they play 2 mana Titan. I'm playing a control deck, not an aggro deck in the matchup, so do I want a bounce spell? Let's say you're playing blue-white control against mono red. Do you want to unsummon their 1-drops? It's literally the same scenario. Well, so I guess I Vindicate on turn 3 and I have Relic. It's probably worth mulliganing this hand. Like, I do need to develop Phelia or Ketramose to start doing something. Hands like this seem like they just die. That's been my experience, at least. Now this looks okay. Can put back a Plains or a Solitude. I don't mind putting back a Solitude, it's not really good early, but I guess like which Enchanter can function as a backup Plains if needed, so yeah. Ain't no way they don't drop anything for over a month, can't be what you see. True. It is insane that the Final Fantasy packs are standard legal and they cost as much as Modern Horizons packs. We are just being slowly cooked like the proverbial frog in a pot. Final Fantasy. That's a great draw. White Black is so cool. Good luck at the PT Da Vinci tomorrow. Tomorrow, what time is it for the Chicago? Wait, it's 4:33? It's 5 a.m.? Jet lagged much? I'm convinced that at this point they want everyone to play and buy boosters through Arena and just want to kill LGS. Why? Are you convinced that's the case? Have a Seer in hand, Titan, and Unknown. I guess the white card is good. Price increases affect LGS much more than Arena. Fair. I mean, I don't know. Let's keep the Wild Orchid Phantom to hit the Growth Chamber next turn. We draw Witch Enchanter, so that can work against an amulet effect. There are 4 cards currently in exile for Ketramose. Might be a bit hard to attack next turn, but it is also not of utmost importance. I guess Blank will pick up Brosedju and just hit my Relic, which is a smart move. Yep. Do get a Survey land, so we can find another one, or... Overlord of the Balemurk? That sounds good. Sounds good to me. I could maybe even hardcast the Overlord. Given that they have a Titan, they will not produce extra mana next turn. It's not likely to. I'm gonna get 6 life, holy shit. Doesn't Ketramose count all graveyards? It counts exile. There is only one exile zone in the game of Magic the Gathering. Whoa, the zoom is pretty big. You actually share your exile zone with your opponent. So I guess it does count both players' cards, yes, but there is 4 cards total. So that's still fewer than 7, so I don't know what it is necessarily that you're trying to say. So I'll hardcast the Overlord now. Can pick up Solitude. I guess is my only option. Should start throwing cards on the same exile pile and paper. Honestly, that's true. We should. For clarity. Okay, opponent keeps Urza's Saga. Getting a Flickerwisp would be useful. Phelia. So... what is possible is for me to Solitude a Grazer. That seems just kind of weak. I think I should simply just attack with Overlord and then play White Orchid and Phelia. Hopefully I'll flip another monster, Flickerwisp, that's awesome. I'll flicker the Meadow, kill this, kill the bounce land, hold up Solitude. Won't be able to play Solitude because drawing and losing life is a massive Ketramose. I still have 6. Still 6 life, so I guess not under immediate danger. Seems like my sideboarding was perfect for the matchup and I'm ready to rumble. Does that mean both players can cast Eternal Scourge from exile? Well, you can only use cards you control or own. Unless that they say you can use them. Yeah, I put 2 Blood Barons in my sideboard, fully expecting to never play against the mirror much. Oh, you don't control cards in exile? Alright, let's clarify that. Exile MTG wiki. You own them though. The exile zone is used by a wide variety of abilities. The exile zone is essentially a holding area for objects. Some spells and abilities exile an object without any way to return that object to another zone. Other spells and abilities exile an object only temporarily. Due to the multiple uses of the exile zone, there is no unified flavor of exile. Alright, let's mulligan. Oh, kurka. Seeing hands like this, I can fully say that Amulet is the best deck because this is just so much better than anything. Like, Amulet's hands are just so much better than anything that this deck could produce. I go Relic and I Vindicate. That means I'm probably dead. Mulliganing to 5 lets me maybe go like Thoughtseize Relic Ketramose. Can mulligan to Phantom Phelia, which can match up well against bounce lands, no amulets, but it's kind of weak against amulets. Tough decision. I could see keeping this and losing mostly, or mulliganing it and losing mostly. How do I imagine this game going well for me if I just turn 3 Vindicate? I struggle. And we have a saying in Poland, which translated would be, and you have old woman a pie. Roughly, there's probably a smoother way to translate that. But this is when you do something and you get punished. So, like, we move to 5 and now we have a pie. We do have Phelia Overlord. I think this actually is supposed to be a keep on the draw rather than going to 4, because we do have a plan of my opponent's hand being slow and then I go Phelia Overlord and that can actually do something. Of course, as I even mentioned, my opponent's hand being slow, they immediately materialize Amulet of Vigor in their hand and just demolish me, but such is life. Zerk, will we look at couple of last challenges and see if there is some deck or player consistently finishing in top 8? Congrats to Zerk for top 8ing 3 straight challenges in a row with Yawgmoth. This is a feat that is very respectable and impressive, so keep it up, Xerkuva. It seems like Dredger's Insight just opens new possibilities that were not previously there. Maybe we can hope that the opponent will boss edge my relic for no reason, given that I'm on 1 land. It would be nice. It is unlikely that they will. So I guess I'll F6. I should have cracked the relic, but I can win. It's like 1 land. It's too bad. If 5-lander is tough, we do have a Survey land on 1 into Phelia on 2 into Solitude, which I can't pitch, so it has to be cast for 5 mana. I probably could be better off mulliganing, so I will attempt to go lower, and I guess I'm happy for having done that. I will probably put back Witch Enchanter, given that those 3 life points per land adds up, even though it's perfect. Solitude, pitch. I will fetch a Godless Shrine and summon Relic of Progenitus on turn 1. Espresso macchiato. Yet another relic. I guess I'll choose to play Phelia, not to run into my opponent's removal spell. Bot said that they have been spotted a day ago playing Domain Zoo, so I guess I can reasonably expect them to still run it. And Indanthratrium clears the mystery up. Opponent passes, so let me still fetch a Plines and summon this Phelia. Exuberant Shepherd, to which opponent will fetch a Steam Vents and bolt the Dogster. It's a bit costly to pay life for those lands, but I think we are fine, so I will do it. Play the Bone Man, get my Phelia. Is it not a thing anymore to tap relics? I didn't use the relic EOT. I guess opponent had 3 cards in their graveyard. I didn't use it at first because they had 1 card, so keeping cards in graveyard is actually valuable. In a way. So that you can use Ketramose, but that is important when there is only a few cards in the graveyard, and now I should be using the relics. Also should have used the relic last turn after my opponent had Play their bolt, so I'll humor you and I'll tap my relics all the time now. And I hope you're gonna enjoy it. I guess since a land is fine, let's use the relic first. Cycle, try Flickerwisp. I don't care to play now, I would rather survey land. Canister, is your stream title a statement or a question? You can ask questions by Szyk zdania or by question marking at the end. I used Szyk zdania. Since is before Ketramose, it is obviously a question and not a statement. Phelia, like I mean, there's no way Flage escapes because I hadn't used my relic on that turn realistically as well, so it is also worth keeping in mind perhaps. But let me humor you once again and let them exile the card. I would like to avoid pitching Solitude. It's pretty hard to use Relic in this deck. Okay, let's... If I do draw a Ketramose, it is fine. I could draw the Relic to draw a different card and pitch something. I don't know if I want to. It's not like Flickerwisp is a great card to deploy necessarily. It's not too bad. Maybe I would prefer to keep Flickerwisp over Ephemerate. I will have to pay for the denial, so I think I will keep the Relic in play. Depending on my opponent's hand, try to top deck Ketramose to actually pull ahead, because if I crack the Relic, I'm kind of I just kind of have no resources, and even top decking Ketramose is not so incredible. Oh, ja pierdolę, no dobra. Trial Flames is kind of blank, except for killing me. Shadowy Backstreet. So now Ketramose doesn't... Well, I can't draw too much with it, but... Which Enchanter is a card, sure, I'll kill your treasure. I have to say, it is more awkward than I thought to keep up this relic. I think now I'll draw it, because even if I draw a Ketramose, I just kinda don't have the ability to use it with just 3 life points. Your opponent rip a tribal Flames. 4 life thing is just good here anyways, yeah. Of course. So this is rough to keep Ketramose, keep the Relic in play until you draw Ketramose. You just kind of, you don't have card selection, so you just kind of randomly find or not find. Dob, ja ci kurwa dam Dob. Gdzie jest Dob? Where is the dead on board? Exactly, like... What am I exactly dead on board to? Holy shit, didn't die? That's crazy. Let's find my second Survey land, which was stolen by Ragavan, so I guess we're just gonna fin. Enjoy removal spell, Ketramose or Solitude. That is unfortunate. Now I was dead on board. Damn, Overlord into Ketramose would have been a pretty solid sequence. How many basics does a zoo deck play? One? Perhaps? Mountain Plains seems like I don't know. Type of what? Licensors? Dzień dobry, Realcommon. I think I will not choose to bring in White Orchid Phantom. I could bring in Vindicate and erase over the Thoughtseizes, perhaps? Thoughtseize against a Tribal Flames deck. It's a bit sketch, especially for 4 copies. My deck is not particularly weak to Stubborn Denial, so it is not of utmost importance to counter that. There is a chance to even shame on that. The life loss just is kind of rough, so I think I will reduce the Thoughtseizes fully and just roll with it, especially on the play. Yeah, and Vindicates erase give me out to Leyline Draco. Double Relic, great hand. Kappa. Nie używam angielskiego, żeby dopasować się do grupy. No to świetnie ci idzie, koleżko. Tak, trzymaj dalej. I will lead on my Bleachbone Verge. Opponent deploys in Arid Mesa and Ragavan we have covered. Non-Ragavan we also have covered, so overall feels decent. Let's play the Arid Mesa on my own in order to fetch a Survey land EOT. Hopefully find a Ketramose. We have Vindicate and Portable Hall. I could put Solitude into play, but I think I'll just Vindicate the Torpor Orb. This deck will be so good after next PNR when you can play DRS over Relic. It's so true, bro. Which Orzhov of List is better, with Vials or Relics in main? Clearly with Relics, just look at the power they unleash upon my opponent currently. It's just... wow. Damn, hasting 2 monsters? My option would be to Solitude the Draco, maybe? Now, not to lose too many life points. Which seems relevant. I could also, if I spike a land, I can use Witch Enchanter to kill Draco, but I'm not dealing with the Ragavan then. So I think I'll Solitude and then look to crack a Relic to find Ketramose finally. Ever. But it is not looking pretty. Opponent exile a Windswept Heath. We got an erase, so looking good. Maybe let's cycle. If I draw a fetch for a Survey land, that's gonna be useful to deploy already. Is Dismember a good sideboard option against Ketramose? It does deal well with specifically Ketramose, yeah. Dismember is really a great sideboard option in general though. So be wary of that. Holy shit, the relics are so good. Fucking deck, yo. Gross. This is incredible. I cracked the other relic. Like, I'm still hoping to draw Ketramose at some point. The thing is, this deck is just too good. Yeah. As evidenced. Ketramose the new down. No kurwa wiadomo, nie? No, że przeciwnik to w 0 sekund mi zagrywa Ketramosa z mojego deka, a ja się zesrywam. My opponent plays it, there is an out of drawing a Flickerwisp. Maybe let's not use the relic, I don't know. If I play the Overlord and flip over Solitude, could grab Emperor of Bones. The odds of that not getting exiled in 0.001 seconds is pretty slim. So I'll begrudgingly Solitude. The Ketramose, probably. Cycle, looking for like Surveillant for something. Dobra, oczywiście kurwa, w momencie kiedy tego relika sobie wypierdolę, to natychmiast się zjawia ten zjeb. Pierdamos, nie? To jest pojebane. W sekundzie, w której ten relik by się nas przydał, to jest niesamowite. Rough. One flips under Ketramose, which I don't know, Chad. Did I get slightly unfortunate this game, or am I tripping? Let's keep the erase up for Leyline Binding. I do die to my opponent attacking me with Ketramose and then killing me with Tribal Flames. Was it not worth putting Ragavan in the hole to draw? I would not draw because my opponent would respond with a Leyline Binding. Then my Ketramose would get exiled. I guess I would draw from the Leyline Binding, but I think I would have preferred to keep Ketramose as a blocker. Seems like I failed because they had 2 bindings, so rough times, but with 2 bindings they can also bind my Ketramose and my hole and still attack me for 6 with Ketramose. So overall, no, it was not worth it. I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, technically I live. The Flickerwisp draw pretty solid as I exile the Ketras I own. I do not lose life with it. Michael. We do die to Leyline Binding, like actually die. Or any other exile effect. Werther, right, that could be worse. Ragavan doesn't really punch well through my Ketramose. So we are in the game. Oh, that's a good draw as well. Not really. Not yet, but let's start rebuilding this life total. Keep Flickerwisp back to block the Ravagan. Leyline the Guild Pact is an impressive play from my opponent. And a Ragavan Pilfeller of all colors attacks as I champ. And by champing I mean trade with Flickerwisp. Alright, we are back in the game despite just getting trounced by this Ragavan and my opponent casting 2 Ketramose from my own deck. I guess now I just kinda am quite favored. Solid, solid. Now, unless my opponent summons a Scion of Draco, I don't think that they can really do much. Jeszcze jedna. Jeszcze jedna. Jeszcze jedna. I'll play the Bone Lord. Bring back the Overlord of the Houndwoods. I'll activate my Bone Man. I bought the Bone Man. I am sad. In that case, I attack for 7. You fall to 6. Even Scion is not GG because it can block Ketra. Yeah, it is not GG, it's just like we freeze. Like I gain 4, they gain 4 per turn. Nice hand, bro. Should have maybe try running some spells in your deck. So yeah, given that they only had lands in hand, Thoughtseize is looking quite bad. White Orchid Phantom would block Ragavan, which is maybe minimally relevant, but probably not much. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep it this way. We have ways to deal with Scion Draco, we have ways to deal with Ragavan and aggressiveness. Hand is good, can't wait to draw 4 relics and no Ketramose for the entirety of it. Could erase the ley line, which potentially makes it slightly hard for Scion of Draco to be cast. Not really though. Could Surveil to avoid taking any damage from my lands. That way I will not play turn to Phelia. If my opponent plays a monster, let's say they play Draco or Kavu. Kavu I just play Hole. Probably erase. If I play Godless Shrine untapped, I do get to spend my mana no matter what they do, though. That seems the best to me. Keep the Surveil for later, and then I get to play Phelia on turn 2 no matter what they do. I do let them cast a Scion without cracking the fetch, but that's kind of not much of an issue. Torpor Orb, sure buddy? Let's erase the leyline for mana efficiency. We're gonna play Doglet in their end step. Green and red, summoning the Kavu. Portable hold the Kavu. And now let's perform a trick. Attack and flicker my portable hole. And push the Kavu. Maybe that's not much of a trick, but this way we're gonna portable hold the Torpor Orb, which I guess if we just targeted it to begin with and then push the Kavu would have been the same, but Vindicate seems like an okay draw, don't mind drawing it. They miss a land drop, so you can even Vindicate the Triumph. Bolt my Doglet, no! So yeah, I think it is the Triumph. It's 3 colors compared to 2. Could be awesome if Kavu wasn't CMC2. LOL. Why? Could reanimate Kavu and ditch an erase. Draw, maybe that's good. Maybe we should play Kavu alongside Ketramose, as it does exile a card every attack. What do you think, chat? I saw Mango playing Zoo with Frog and Ketramose. Damn. Sounds nifty. Can we find Ketramose? No, just Phelia. Is Phelia an okay draw? I mean, it very well might be. Sports and Ketramose? Probably. I do get to play a creature anyways, the Flickerwisp, but Phelia plays better around Lightning Bolt. So later Ketramose better? They are, but I think the question is Phelia good enough to win this game? And it sure looks like it is. I'm not sure a land is better. The 5 mana Solitudes, I don't quite desire to cast them all that much. And Phelia is just kind of tough for them. Tribally Flamed, sure. We still get a monster this way. So I flick Surveil with this. Then I attack. And I flick Flickerwisp to flick their blue land. Or Greenland? Greenland probably. Let's keep this. Those hands are sketchy. You tend to play Relic into Emperor of Boners, and if those are not good cards against your opponent's deck, then you just kinda tend not to do anything. So it seems like an Insta keep on 7. Was the Orzhov Flicker built around before Ketramose? Question mark. Orzhov was a deck, yes. It kind of popped up a month or two ago, mainly based around the Overlord of the Balemurk Phelia synergy and Flickerwisp synergy. Let's play Phelia. Maybe I can draw Ketramose or... Well, I thought Ketramose is the same, but... I think I did play wrong fetch. So people were sleeping on it a little. It certainly wasn't slept on. It became really popular quite quickly. It was just very recent. I guess it was slept on before it was discovered, let's say, but certainly a good deck now. It kind of takes the space that the Omnav decks occupied. Actually, I would say that this deck is kind of taking the Omnav space in the metagame of the slightly bigger midrange deck, which beats the smaller midrange decks. It's probably very decent pre-ring bound too, but wasn't really discovered. Could be. Let's get a counter on Phelia. Spend the fatal push. Coslex return, not killing my Phelia seems valuable. I probably made a mistake using the relic end of turn. I just exiled my opponent's creature for Emperor. They were kind of smart enough to do that. Oh well. Hello CD Creme. Thank you very much for 69 plus 2 months of subscribing to my channel, Giga based. You were talking with Phelia, well, but you're also not listening to what I'm saying, perhaps because I just explained myself saying that I will Blink my own permanent to gain the third toughness on Phelia. To play around Kozlek's commando, just sweeping both of my creatures. The value of having Fatal Push in hand versus a micro-spawn body. It's fine, but seems less important. I guess Survival for a good monster is probably the best way to start this turn, I agree. Plains it's not quite it. Guess we'll cycle. Trawler Solitude, which is useless. And you know, opponent passing with 6 mana and Eldrazi. That most likely means Kozlek's commando. Or a hand that's really expensive and doesn't have anything to play on this specific turn, so that's my hope, but... Okay, no commando. That's good. So it seems like their hand is just lands and expensive cards, 7 drops, Emrakul's, that I can't cast because of my graveyard harassment. Not exiling the Devourer with Emperor of Bones might come back to bite me. Or not. No dobra, masz pożeracza. I guess we have to cycle to draw something good. Portable Hall? Sure. Yes, it's something in the very literal sense of the word. I do this, I guess I do care to keep attacking and we can remove the World Breaker later. I hit their mana a little bit. And I am open to Kozlek's commando sweeping, but... I don't know how else to play this turn. Just keep a Bonerman with 2 counters up, that feels a bit too weak. I think I'm pretty solidly behind and need to put myself in a more risky spot that's better. Curious. So I guess their hand is just Emrakul and lands. So at the very least they will use Uden's Labyrinth to pick up the World Breaker and play it, so to adapt twice seems like a bad idea. Guess I'll just adapt the Bonerman with no counters. Deal 6. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Sacrifice indeed. Now they have Kozlek's return? That's a bit weird. It actually is not, because I guess if they pick up the World Breaker they can flash it back. Which... fine. I mean, it's not fine. Maybe they will miss a land. Maybe their hand is just 2 Emrakuls now. It is not just 2 Emrakuls. It is in fact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which kills my monsters and my creatures. And worst of all, gives them back the Portable Hall. Stolen Talisman. Maybe they actually go after my land. Nope, they value the Portable Hall. Maps. Well, it makes sense if they are holding an Emrakul, right? But there's no reason to scoop just yet. I can still win if my opponent never gets to casting those Emrakuls. Your hall got destroyed, Mr. Streamer. Portable Hold truly is a card that lets you make so many jokes about that. That's actually so funny. And but exiled even. The Black White Amulet not playable still. Sad face. Amulet will reappear on stream tomorrow. I'll play the evening challenge. I'm not playing the challenge today. It's a great draw. But allegedly the lag should be fixed fully. I don't think there is too much lag right now, so... Will I get Kozlexley returned? Seems like it. So Amulet will be much more playable with no lag. Seems like their hand was just mono Kozlex returns. It had no Emrakul whatsoever. Which is an interesting structure of a hand. I guess now they are top decking and so am I. I need to draw a creature or I'll die. Idly I top deck Flickerwisp. Opponent draws an Eldrazi monster. Idly I go fuck myself and die because there's... I guess Flickerwisp still saves me thanks to Ephemerate, but... It's much less impressive than it was before this top deck. And Ephemerate doesn't quite cut it, so... Once again, Blood Baron of Vizkopa is going to chill in my sideboard, being useless, but... Vindicate and White Orchid Phantoms jump into the deck to take care of opposing lands. Ketramose was also fine, yeah. Does feel like I draw Ketramose very rarely. I think Ephemerate kind of stinks in the matchup. Let's keep one. And blink the White Orchid Phantom, but it's just kind of bad. Feels like it. The Overlord. I don't mind it. I don't think I want to cut it. It just combines well with those. Solitude is kind of weak. Yeah, I like it this way. Aven Interrupter doesn't interrupt cast triggers. It's pretty good against Kozlek's commander, so maybe it's good enough on the basis of that. This hand goes Survey Land, Overlord, Vindicate your land. We'll see if that's good enough, but it's not clear to me that it isn't. Also, Esguio, thank you very much for 10 years of subbing. 3 years in a row. Nice. I appreciate that. Oh, that's a Vindicate target. Oh, that's a which Enchanter target. For sure I'll get there in time. Targeting all of those. Relic, once again, the best card in the deck. I'm putting it back. Here's our Thoughtseize. Given my hand, we don't really benefit from overloading on 2 all that much. But Thoughtseize there, Mega Spawn or Rumble is solid. Maybe even take the colored mana. No, I guess I will actually Witch Enchanter the Talisman. Too bad the Labyrinth will not be tapped. So I can't really hit it with the Vindicate. Okay, keep this. So I am thinking of just Vindicating the Temple and then enchanting the Talisman and then playing Overlord, White Orchid, Phantom. Have I played against Eldrazi aggro? I have not. But will we play the Eldrazi League today? Perhaps. If you ask nicely, chat. The league after this one might very well be the Tveldrazi one. Now they don't even have the Kozilek's return mana. Karn, not much of a problem. What will you grab? Well, I guess they have Kozilek's return, that actually is a problem. If I give them red mana by playing the White Orchid Phantom. Torpor Orb, probably. Oh no, not Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb actually does kind of surprisingly little against this deck. Maybe not even surprisingly, but Phelia, Emperor of Bones, Overlord of the Balemurk. All those cards just kind of work through Torpor Orb still. Should they complete the Magus of the Moon, Harbinger of the Sea cycle? 30-minute timeout. See you in half an hour when you learned to behave a little bit better. I guess the opponent is currently experiencing the classic look at card board, see nothing good feeling. No good target, no target that does anything. Well, let's see if they'll figure something out. Chalice. What the fuck? Now this is tough because there is 0 cards in exile. If I grab a Phelia, I guess I will simply pick it up. Actually, 1 card in exile, that is true. 1 hidden card underneath the Eugene's Labyrinth. The issue is that if I cast my Orchid Phantom now, opponent milled a mountain game 1. So we'll have a mountain. Which is maybe not really an issue. Just kill their soul land, so it does limit the amount of mana they've got. They do plus the card in which I play Ketramose, which can attack, or Overlord and just replay Phantom. And then they can minus and grab something shitty again. I think that's fine. Wow, this song is actually pretty nice, even though it contains the standard weird gachi elements. So what you're saying is that gachi is not great or unpleasant? That it is unpleasant in some way? Oh, let's pick up which Enchanter? So otherwise they play Charizard too, that's kinda weird. Yeah, the Emperor would have been a nice mill. Imagine Ketramose getting overhyped and still doesn't beat Amulet. What does that mean? Amulet is a tier 0 or 1 deck, so it's just really good against most stuff, right? So even if you're Giga hyped, Amulet is often going to be the one thing you cannot beat. It's also pretty, you know, it is not true that Ketramose can beat Amulet, but it's probably not a great matchup for a Ketramose deck from what I have played against Amulet twice so far. Let's play Ketramose. They probably sacrifice the Might to kill the Overlord, maybe. If not, I play Portable Hall and I'll draw. There's currently 2 cards in exile, unless there are some secret hidden cards, so Ketramose cannot attack, and none of my cards exile anything yet, so I'll just attack with the Orchid Phantom and pass. Given that the opponent is on 3 lands on turn 7, and they produce a total whopping amount of free mana, I find myself to be in a pretty decent spot. No i o to kurwa chodzi, reliczek, no. The opponent did search for the Haywire Might with Karn. That was their other target. They got Chalice and Haywire Might. How do I feel about playing against Cloud and Titus in Standard Pioneer Modern? Playing against them, a bit cringe, but not like more slightly indifferent towards that. But I feel like I'm getting fooled by Mr. Wizard asking me to pay the Modern Horizons level price for standard legal cards. And it feels soulless and vicious and stupid and horrible overall. That I guess I end up, if I buy cards, I end up paying for probably the licensing fee for things I don't care about because I want to play Magic cards. And like it's just gonna cost this much, and I don't know, it just feels like you're getting fucked by Mr. Wizard. It's pretty hard to feel differently, which I guess you are. Who buys cards anymore? Most people just whale their reserved list cards or rent on models. So let me tell you. Give me a minute. Alright, so if you pay dollaros to mana traders, right? To rent cards. Where do they have cards from? They actually buy them. So you're paying for that in your service. So you are paying for cards when you are using a renting service. Let's actually board in a pair of interruptors because of the kept cardinals. Ephemerate still seems to suck. Can trim maybe an Overlord. The only way to let OTC know this is bad is to not buy, but you want to play, so you are in a so-called pickle, I agree. Hope I haven't missed any Blood Baron action yet. Blood Baron has been chilling in the sideboard for this entire time, nothing happened. And, you know, just the fact that this set cost this much, it just shows that it is gonna get worse. Exactly, that's my point. And it feels like shit. Like, will they end up pricing regular sets the same as the MH sets and premium sets as Giga Premium Max sets in a year from now? Very well could be. How come they didn't play the... Oh, I see. So they kept the card on top, they wanted it, so they decided to turn to Utopia Sprawl on a forest, didn't want to get hit by White Orchid Phantom. They are cutting back on commander cards some. Aetherdrift had only 2 decks instead of 4. Holy shit, only 2 decks. Crazy. So the Sprawl, I don't know if it's probably better than Talisman. Talisman is, I guess, a bit better. It gives colorless for Kozilek's command on next turn. Let's find a Ketramose with my Overlord of the Balemurk. Phelia will do as well, I guess, sort of. Not really. Five mana. Sure. Let's flick the Overlord now. Hold up mana from next turn onwards. Should start exiling cards for Ketramose. I maybe missed the relic activation, but don't really mind. Witch Enchanter. It's not really the card I want to draw. I can pick it up with my Overlord as well. Yeah, Final Fantasy is a normal set at a Modern Horizons price. For Ketramose, bro, Ketramose just never hacking wants to show up. Just fails to show up all the time. He's never there when he's needed. Just keep my flash monsters this turn. Should kill my opponent next turn, but... Karn. To za wykurwista karta, nie? Mój relic został zastopowany. Naprawdę impressive. Dawaj teraz mitka, żeby trzeba blokować. Standing Brigade. Did I not pick up the Interrupter from my graveyard? Maybe I did not. It's been like this. It's been a downward spiral for months, years, or however much, but just always feel the need to point that out, and it's just so stupid. Everybody knows that. Everybody is aware of that. Saying, I wish for things to be the way they were. I wish for things to be better for me. It's a different thing from saying, Mr. Wizard, please. And like, why you do things. Rage bait successful. No wiadomo, kurwa, rage baitik. So what should we do about it? Nothing to be done. Live your life in a way that is enjoyable, and that's, I guess, the best you can do. O kurwa, gris w drugiej? No nie, insekta jeszcze flipnął. Co za dzik. That sucks. This villain will minus gris to kill my Overlord. I'm not even in a great spot. But I pick up a land, so maybe it's not too bad. I was hoping to flip a land, yeah. And if they minus the gris, they don't get more insects for a turn, so... It lets me rebuild from my Mulligan. They can take it on gris, they can double block. Double blocking is weird. A little bit. Maybe not. Surely they should triple block. To play around Solitude, yeah. Alright, Ketramose. Looks good, looking good. I was thinking of similarly to Yogg's list, Dredger's Insight is a good upgrade to Soul Trader as it both digs for the combo and offsets the life loss. Honestly, it looks good, yeah. True. It seems like you are thinking about Soul Trader a lot, Mr. Necropolish, which is understandable. It is a cool deck. O Jezu, ale dzik tutaj. I mean, they get all of insects, but I get Ketramose, right? So, who's laughing? Yeah, okay, so I will simply try to get lucky. If I draw a plains, kill the Cauldron, then I think we have a shot. Otherwise, you know, otherwise. Is Yogg well positioned? Yes. So good. Orchid Bowmasters is actually strong because Ketramose draws cards, so Orchid Bowmasters counters that, and then 4 lands, okay. Nice rumble. and when Orchid Bowmasters is good, Yawgmoth is good because... Oh, yes. Reap. And Dredger's Inside lets you combo in ways that were not possible. Why attack? I guess I can block or attack, that's why. Proliferate, am I dead? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. O kurna. Incredible game by my opponent. My sideboard includes 0 anti-Yawgmoth tools. The main deck should be fine. Maybe I can bring Vindicate as more answers for their non-creature permanents. Cards to card could possibly be a Flickerwisp, which has 1 toughness, so it's kinda weak against Yawgmoth activations, but I'm not sure if that's actually all that relevant. Vindicate hits, Cauldron, Greased. And I guess if we put in Vindicate in the deck, then I probably want to trim a 3-drop, so yeah. Let's swap the Flickerwisps for it. Finally, 1, 2, 3 Ketramose Curve. I think I would want to get black Plains to not lose an insane amount of life. Just 1, 2, 5, 6. Phantom could it be? Sounds really bad to me. Well, they hand. Guess I'll take Fail Push. That's the only unique card in their hand. And I want my creature to live. So I think Blood Baron is better than Elesh. I actually haven't thought of that. I guess Elesh is a card that we will play. In a similar role, so it might be actually better. I just thought that Blood Baron is giga powerful and giga strong, so that's why I wanted to play with it, but it might be that Elesh is just better. Is there an infinite combo now with Insight? You can gain infinite life with Dredge's Insight, Walking Ballista, Young Wolf, Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Tried Eleshnon last week in Amuletos. It was great, the mana base was not. Energy is kinda dead, so you can skip the Red Sweeper and then you can just play Celestial Sanctuary and then play Eleshnorn. I was meaning to try Elesh soon. I think you beat Energy without the Sweeper anyways, with a Scapeshot heavy list. And you only need the Sweeper to beat Blood Moon and Orim's Chant, 2 cards that just are not really played. Well, they do run Orim's Chant often, but you can just try to dodge that card and not beat it. It used to be, I think, even more popular. There were like 3 or 4 Orim's Chant lists for a brief moment, maybe. And like, it made sense to spend sideboard slots on 4 Sweepers when you played a Showcase Challenge and it was 11 energy decks over the course of the tournament, and it makes less sense when you play a Showcase Challenge and it's 0 energy decks, which was my latest experience. Well, then you just try to splash too many things, killer switch. So just try to splash one thing instead of 5, and then you're gonna be fine. Elish is a 5-drop, so you really don't need much more than the Sanctuary plus Vestiges, I think. Might be still not that castable. Casting Elish was fine. It was the red mana for Sweepers and double blue for TOS that were weird. Yeah, so as I said, we have a solution. This is a trick. Bowmeister. Trick me. I've been tricked. A kurwa mać. Do I think Bojuka Box seems a good grave interaction as well? Just generally speaking, or what do you mean? It's good in Amiel because they land, you can search it up with a land searching effect. For this deck, we have Boggart Bog, which is like a well, it's not quite Bojuka Bog, but no, Bojuka Bog wouldn't be good. O kurna, ale tutaj przeciwnik mi nasrywa. He picked Yawgmoth, Tran Physician. He cannot cast it though, that's good. This Yogg deck looks like a bad matchup. Perhaps. I should have gotten the endurance because honestly I'm suffering from just attacks and it's pretty rough. Alright. An average result for such a broken deck. Yeah. Well, I can't quite say yet whether Ketramose is overpowered or not. What I can say is that it's certainly not my speed. Can you write amp to market in chat, please? No, I can't. Oh no, this is not Breach, it's some kind of a Nochulus deck. This is hell. Never grinding Breach. Well, if Cheppy is a friend, then maybe you should message Cheppy yourself. I don't know. Seems too good to push this monster. To deploy Phelia. Chad, if you're attacking with Phelia and let's say you're targeting your opponent's permanent in a way that blows them out, would it make sense to jokingly say that you're performing a Pheliatio on that permanent? I'm not sure, it's kind of doesn't really work. Maybe you can do better. You docked them, yeah, okay. Yes, it's very funny and joke build. Joke build. Let's hope my opponent deploys a permanent so we can utilize it. O kurwa. Co to jest za ten, jak się mówi? Ransom. Po polsku, jak jest ransom? Okup. Damn. Seems like Fossil Negation is weak against me. Maybe just like this. They get free cards then? Is that an issue? Would I be interested in hard testing the Breach matchup this afternoon? Sure, why not? If this afternoon means in 30 minutes. Oh, because this is one is face down, right? I forgot that the one is face down, so this is face up, this is face down. Is it true? Doesn't say. The top pile will be face up, okay. So you see frog versus 3 random cards. Yes. Rel command, that is indeed what happens. They grabbed 3 cards, okay. But Phelia does indeed play catch. Could have yammed Ketramose, but I think I would rather play Phelia first. If my opponent plays Sauron's Ransom, do they really not play Counterspell? I doubt it. I summon the Exuberant Shepherd. I summon Ketramose. I Counterspell. No to przejebane mam. O kurka. If villain doesn't have to waste to counter the Solitude, then it's good and I draw Ketramose, right? So I feel okay. They have 2 kind of spells, then Shuptleti. So they have no hand, and I draw Ketramose. I guess I have no way to blink, which is maybe bad. But I can't keep Solitude on top. I guess I will draw Ketramose, and then Emperor of Bones, Relic are just insane draws. If opponent uses the frog once, it enables the lifelinker. It's my favorite city I have visited. Favorite city. Had to be Poznań. Has to be Poznań. Because I know it's actually the only place I know and I feel good here. Like at home. It's tricky. Well, they want to jump over it. They have to jump. Hey, I'm the friend of duct tape. I work on 1 hour, but as I'm free around 6 in city or after, so. Mr. Baku. Imagine playing Sauron's Ransom when you could be playing stock up. Just imagine. Whoa, they fly? That's wild. I am impeding. Yes, I've seen my opponent. I've seen a screenshot of my opponent raging. I guess. You are more and more convinced that land number 5 was better than a grizzly bear. Well, the land number 5 made my opponent activate my Ketramose by jumping the frog, so... Are you more and more convinced when I get to attack with the 4/4 lifelinker that they don't really have cards in the deck to overpower? I think they made a mistake jumping, but... I mean, of course, I could have picked up a Flickerwisp, etc. Solitude. It was close, like, it was not pretty close. It was pretty close, like, I didn't know what to do. How does opponent remove Ketramose once it sticks? Well, they just race me with Murktide Regent. It's funny, they can't really jump the frog to grow the dragon. I guess they can, if they actually want to deal damage to me. Curious. Ephemerate, what a card. -4, -4, -4, -4 was what? 11, 11. I guess I'm in a pickle, slightly, sort of. The region hits me for a significant amount and I can't gain back enough life. So I have to draw an answer. We don't have that many. There's a Solitude in my graveyard. Baumeister, no! Ła, kurwa, nie po jajach. To fulek, no. Jaja mi go. Jaja mi go. Jaja mi go. Tiru du 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 du. Jaja mi go. Ketramose confirmed bad. Honestly, let's board out Flickerwisp for being 1 toughness against 4 Baumeister, and let's bring in Blood Baron of Vizkopa because there is no more matches this league and I just want to give him the opportunity to shine. And let's board Aven Interrupter for the lulz. Alright, Blood Baron actually cannot fit into my deck. Ketramose. I don't feel like I'm playing this deck too badly, yet I struggle so much winning. Dobra, dajmy Barona dla AS62 i chuj. Is this a Dono deck? Chat. The best deck in Modern. And you taunt me with Dono deck? Seems like a keep. Half plains, swamp, so can't even get Harbinger too badly. Not that they would bring it, but you can never trust. Am I playing the challenge? Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow I will, today I will not. Especially Watergrave, so I don't care. I play Ketramose. I subtlety. Dobra, kurwa, pizdę z subtlety. And now we perform Feliatio on Psychic Frog to draw a card. So basically, Phelia became a frog. I was erased this league. I did not play against Breach. Where I target self? So Ketramose only triggers if you actually exile cards. Oh, yes, Solitude, dobra. Quick, now we attack with Phelia. O ty skurwysynu. I guess I'll just redraw the Solitude, so sounds pretty poor. Blink the Relic, draw Solitude, Solitude the Psychic Frog, draw a card, tap the Relic, draw a card again. Facing off against a 1-1. So Ketramose was really good this turn, I guess. So yeah, Erase would be at its best against Breach. I have not played against Breach. It was relatively useful against Zoo, Leyline Binding and Leyline itself. Now, upon seeing how this game goes, and since they have subtleties, I really probably shouldn't have Blood Baron of Vizkopa in my deck, so we gave him a chance, he failed to show up, that's it. Do I think Ketramose should have been a curvy frog lady like the other new god? I think it's good that there is some variety. Not everything has to appeal to the male gaze, chat. Didn't Thoughtseize turn one? Prefer to Surveil. I guess I'll grab your Thoughtseize. The male gaze, that's so funny. It's so funny to say it like that. Put a card on top. Seems better to surveil. Maybe hit their land. No using. Oh, that's good. Sort of. Should Vindicate and Aven Interrupter be cheaper cards if the deck is built around leveraging Ketramose's ability to generate resources? I have not minded Interrupter and Ketramose in this deck. They actually been pretty... Interrupter and Vindicate in this deck, they actually been pretty good. I like those. This move is a little bit... Well, you know, maybe not so good, but... Keep in my opponent's hand and like that... This could be pretty nice. To Vindicate a land. Any thoughts on the Spyro Ranger Captain Fable split in energy these days? It does seem good to me to play a pair of Ranger Captains or something like that to actually have enough cards against Breach. Fable and Spyro, that's a question for the mid-rangers. I can't answer that. Drag on killed. Dawaj Frogstera, no, chłopie. Jesteś generalnie w kropce już. Resolve Ketramose. No, I subtlety. No dobra. No resolve Ketramose then. Just need 2 more cards in exiles to start hitting. I guess we don't have yet, but if the opponent puts anything on the stack, the Interrupter gets them. I think Pyromancer is better than Fable if you're on a lot of bombardments. That does sound like something a mid-ranger would say, so fair. Consign. My memory has been consigned, I guess. I guess I'll upkeep the Phelia. Would I board an Aven Interrupter against Eldrazi as well? I do that, yeah. Bolner is a really good draw. Actually, it is not because I have this person number 2. Whoops. Did I hear that Phil Hellmuth isn't participating in the World Series of Poker for the first time since 1988? That is like Canister not playing Pro Tour Modern Horizons 2, or rather Lord of the Rings. Literally the same. So many dynamos? That's a good question. We got a 3-2. Deck feels, I would say incredible, but it actually feels very credible. It feels very mid-rangey. When you assemble Ketramose relic is good. When you keep drawing relics but you don't have Ketramose is bad. When you draw Ketramose but you have no relic, sometimes you actually struggle to trigger it, even though half the cards in your deck exile a card. Sometimes you draw Overlord of the Balemurk and it just kinda doesn't work with Ketramose well, because you don't find Bonerman. Might want to cycle the relics more often. Bro, I cycle relics all the time and all I draw is more relics in those spots. That's like kind of the issue, that like if you do cycle your relics, you end up with no relics, so then like you cycle the relics in spots where you're low on cards, you draw towards Ketramose and then you have no exile enabler to make it actually good. Blood Baron, Urza's Saga. Very good questions, chat. Do I...